I can't tell you how Camp in the Woods feeds my soul and has for since the 70s.
Yeah.
It was not a just another family vacation. It was everything. It was growing up. It was learning relationships. It was growing in your faith. It was being old enough to go to Big Chapel and not Little Chapel anymore. And they tried to call it Peck's Landing after it was called the Teepee for 100 years, and now it's the Teepee. And like, there's just you can't. I think everybody you've had on the podcast would probably say some version of what I just said. And this was a validation that I'm not crazy, but Camp of the Woods, when Pop Tibbets talks about a vacation on purpose, dadgummit, he's not kidding. He just crushed it in 2 words. And that was my big takeaway from the book. My other thing was the whole Robert Garrow story. That was a little before my time, but Robert Garrow, I bought this book at Charlie John's
I saw it there before. Yes, yes.
Who does that look like? He himself told me that, yeah, they looked like Warner Strube.
Oh, I never thought
Warner
of
Strube.
Wow.
I don't know, do you remember him?
Yes.
Uncle Warner?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. To me, it's like my Uncle John Van Wicklen, Bobby's father. But Warner Strube there, very, very much so. Yes. Yeah, good call.
Yeah, so this guy, people he'd get kind of sideways looks. Like,
yeah, well, yeah, he should. Yeah, you shouldn't want that comparison.
Are you Robert Garrow? Robert Garrow, by the way, that story has been told in our family about Robert Garrow since I was little. And if you want to strike fear in any of the Thompson kids, talk about Garrow.
It would do that. Little kind of subtle hint. Tom will talk more about this, but for the next book, this is something I missed in the first book, but I decided to really do some Tom Orser-esque research, and I actually found the girl who was 16 years old at the time, Jane Taylor, and reached her, had an hour-long conversation. She was the one that Garrow tried to pull off her cabin porch in Girls Park. And I also found the counselor whose name was being called from that cabin to come, and she helped make the separation and walk Garrow down the street and looked in his eyes. And anyway, I'll leave it right there because the conversation is way better than that. But I know you have something you're looking to do here, Tom. I'm going to step away and.
Sorry, yeah, Tom.
Let one of my cats in from a rainstorm and be back in 10 seconds.
I also want to know more about the rose mauling on the bowls in back behind you. I do some woodwork. So I'm fascinated, but I haven't gotten into bowls.
Well,
my wife keeps saying, "Why don't you make some bowls?"
It's almost all I do. So I tell everybody, I can make it for you as long as it's round, because I really just I just do the lathe. So, but no, the rose mauling was done by Don's sister.
Tracy, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she's gifted. I sent her some bowls with no finish on it, and then she rose mauled them, finished them. They're stunning. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very cool. Are you saying you're Norwegian? I knew you said.
Yeah. I've got family in Norway. We've gone back to visit them like 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I would like to spend some time there. I'm only 50%.
Well, I'm only 50%. My other half is Swedish, but only really it's funny. Only the Norwegians really leaned into being Norwegian. The Swedes are like, well, we're in America now. We don't talk about Sweden. It's very odd. It's very odd.
They're at war, yeah.
So I very much feel like Norwegian and only Norwegian, but
yeah,
I'll take it because my mom's an amazing Swede.
So tell me about other people you'd like to reconnect with, or are you in touch with other folks from camp still?
I'm not really. Occasionally I will. I don't know if you guys know the name Jonathan Brayton.
Yeah, I know the Brayton.
Yeah, his brother Matt Brayton.
Remember him? Yep.
was older.
Norwegian too, right? I would say.
What's that? Yeah.
Like there's two A's in the name.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I mean, I kind of go back and forth with him on, I don't know, maybe a Facebook message once every quarter. I don't know, not terribly often. Excuse me, Dougie Schoen occasionally. If I could connect with anyone, probably Dave Hughes. Is there not a more saintly person than Dave Hughes?
Oh yeah, yeah. He is. Yeah, Amy actually worked with him in '88 in the Woodlands dining room,
Yeah,
and
just a
kind of said the same thing. He was just like saintly. That's a good word. Yeah, but
I don't like to describe guys as sweethearts, but I'm going to do it in this
yeah.
case.
I found myself in the same predicament last week when Jeff Callagwire was on, and I was talking about his family, and I was like, going to say, you're a beautiful family. I'm a dude. You're all dudes, but you know what I'm saying. But your family's actually pretty
gorgeous.
beautiful.
Yeah, every one of them.
Really? Yeah. Yes, yeah, it is. But Tom is gonna pull something here to, let's see. As if this couldn't be more fun, David. We're going to take things up a notch here.
I'm a big notch taker.
That's,
I don't know what that means. That's the first time I've ever heard that.
I hope we are done.
It felt right.
Let's let me see one or two more questions. Favorite camp location?
Okay.
Oh, Tibbetts. That's where we lived.
Tibbetts.
Tibbetts, the house up just up above the hill dining room between Boyce Park and the dining room. It's where Pop and Mrs. Tibbetts lived.
Yeah.
And we lived on the top level. It has fallen into major disrepair. Last time I was up there, we went up there, broken out windows, graffiti all on the inside. It was a little, and it was like a stroll through Brooklyn or something like that. It was
Wow.
but it was we always lived on the top floor all the summers we were up there, and then the bottom level was almost always, I think one year it was staff, but it was the Bechtels lived down there several summers. The Stams, I don't know if you remember the Stams, a missionary family.
Yep.
There was always missionary families that were down below. Just really beautiful people, but it was up there. You see guys coming down from Boyce Park,
going down the flume,
right along the pathway there. Yeah, and it was just there was a view, kind of a view. There probably was an amazing view of Lake Pleasant at some point, but it's not.
Yeah, the trees have grown up.
Trees have kind of overgrown, and Ken Olson. I don't remember any Ken Olson.
Ken Olson. Sounds like I should.
Yeah, Ken and I can't remember, it was Gene Olson. He was personnel director, I think, at one year. They had two daughters, Libby and Jenny. Yeah, Libby is yeah. They would run around on a motorcycle. They could fit like six people on a motorcycle. Ken Olson was like a man's man. This man was, but he did some tree work and cut down some trees, so we had a little bit of a view up there. But Tibbetts, man, I loved that place. I loved it. It just felt like you were back at camp.
You always stayed there.
Always stayed there when I was when we were staying with my family until I was in Boyce Park or something.
There were certain accommodations that were held for, and the Schoens had, the place down by the water, right by the circle, and you had that place, and the O'Burns had the salt box, and
the Stroobs up above.
Right. The Stroobs, up above there, yeah. So, screen sharing here.
Terrified of what's going to pop up here.
Oh, well, we got some pictures that I can't wait to see.
I think you're aware of these. So, I just put them under a section called bragging rights because this is your family. So, this is circa what year?
That's got to be hardcore in the 70s. I mean, look at the collar on my dad.
Yeah,
sideburns.
Couldn't be bigger.
Couple Norwegian sweaters on my sister Jennifer. My mom.
your mom and your sister have matching sweaters.
Yeah, I remember that turtleneck that I'm wearing, and I honestly I remember that haircut. I think I had it until I was in like 8th grade. It was terrible.
Yeah, I had sweaters like that as well growing up because my mom was 100% Norwegian, and so I had stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
that's got to
you were
be.
in
I
style then.
what's that?
It was very much in style.
It was in style. Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably got dressed that morning and thought one last look in the mirror. They're like, dude, you're killing it right now. You look
You look good.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then that was, let's say, mid-70s.
that's got to be mid-70s. Oh yeah,
These are all the same folks.
all the same folks. Yeah.
Oh, look at that
Yeah.
picture.
I'm a little taller. This was
Yeah.
probably I'm gonna go with kind of mid-aughts, not maybe 20 teens.
Okay. It'd be fun if other people could join us to watch this too, wouldn't it?
Is there another picture you could throw up before something like that happened?
No. Oh my goodness.
Hey there, friend.
Okay.
Oh my heavens. Guys, I could cry right now. I might. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. If I could. Well done. Well done. Yes.
I don't
There's
know
one
what the setup
person-
was, but happy to see everyone's faces.
There is one person not regularly in my life that I think about more than any other person. It is you, Doug.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's you.
All right.
That's
That beard.
that's fantastic. Doug, so good to see you.
And you as well. I saw Donnie recently, but yeah, I can't say that I've seen any of my old camp pals in many years. So
I don't think I've seen you in, say, 36, 37 years.
it's been a long time.
It's
Yeah.
been a long time. Lori says hello.
Hey, Lori. And David and I connected over over text over at Christmas. But yeah, we haven't actually physically talked in years too. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
Very cool.
Well, listen, Doug, your name has been invoked multiple times
Uh-oh.
in the past 45 minutes. As accurately for the good and the bad, mostly good, but
Probably a lot of bad.
the mischievous stuff. Yeah,
The best way, bad and the best way.
you were partners in crime. I has been established. So
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I used to get to Camp of the Woods probably earlier than most, obviously not earlier than Donnie because he lived up there, but we would get there so early. And I remember counting down the days until Dave and JB would finally get to camp, and I would go up the hill and knock on their door, and they'd say, "We're still unpacking. You got to give us a little time."
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
say,
out.
"No."
I'm good. Dougie's here. I'm out. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Where's my bike?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly
Oh,
right.
awesome. All right. Well, hey, we were looking through some pictures that right when you joined. Let's get back there. So I think this is a comparison of David's family from the 1970s to what year was this picture taken? It's less of a beard than you have today. And can we first can we recognize the facial hair just for a second with these two guys, Don? I mean,
I told you when you
that.
first signed on, and you were like, "You got a little goatee thing." Hey, you have no idea what's coming.
Yeah, I feel a little naked right now.
No.
Well, Dave still has his hair up here. I have zero up here, so I just had to kind of let it funnel south. So yeah.
So good. All right, I'm sorry, David.
I'm guessing. I'm going to say 2010 for that photo on the.
Okay.
It's
It's been a couple years since that picture as well. All right,
15.
Let's continue. Who are we looking at here?
That's me and my younger sister Jennifer. That's me in the classic Camp of the Woods T-shirt right there.
Yeah, I wondered if
they
that's
stole
what
that
was.
thing. I'd buy 100 of those and only wear it.
Yeah. Do they not? I want one.
They don't. Some enterprising person should just go and.
I'm gonna start making them.
We have to see if my mom can reissue those from Annie's attic.
Ah,
Yes.
Oh,
See, I knew you guys brought him here for a reason.
yeah.
And Jen is 18 months young, a year and a half younger than me.
Okay.
I think she worked up there. I have no idea what she did up there.
Yeah, well,
teepee. I think she worked in the teepee.
She did, because Beth Markell told me that when she was assistant manager of the teepee, one of the only work crews she ever was forced to give, and it was a tough call, but apparently Dougie kept taking a pair of tongs and clipping Jenny in the rear end.
Totally on brand. I love it.
Yeah. I don't remember that, but it sounds right.
Yeah. Doug, she has pictures.
Right.
She has pictures of you doing that.
Seriously?
Oh, yeah, she shared them.
There was a picture of you in the same frame, and she's like, just before this frame or after, he was like, I had to give him a work crew. I after so many times.
That was probably the only one I ever got.
Yeah.
No, I don't believe that. Okay. So what year would this have been?
Oh, let's see. I look like I'm maybe 8 in that, 9 in that. So late 70s, 78, 77, 78-ish.
Yeah. And no, that's not a cast on your leg. That's a sock.
That's a tube sock.
Yeah.
And I know that I looked in the mirror before I left the house and said,
Oh, yeah. You look
if only they could go higher, they'd be better. Yeah.
How about this gem?
Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
Dougie, I sent that. I'm so sorry, dude. I am so sorry.
That's awesome. I love that. And look, I got tube socks on too. Unbelievable.
Yes, you do. And some short shorts, Doug.
Short shorts. Yeah, not good, but.
And what is the shirt? What's the shirt say here?
I don't have any clue. I
tried to see what it was earlier when I sent it. I don't know. I mean, like, is he the only kid in America at that time that played soccer? I have no idea.
That's true.
I mean, that has to be like what, 10, 11, 12 maybe?
I look like I'm probably about 12 years old there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I can.
The guns. My goodness.
Like, Doug, when I told you today, I didn't need to see this picture to know that it would be great for you to join us, but seeing this picture was definitely a trigger. Yeah.
I have another one of us. We're kind of flexing down by the tennis courts. I couldn't find it for the life of me.
Oh.
I zoomed it up. I zoomed it in on my other computer and I cannot read it. The last word is soccer. That's all I can read.
Yeah, I don't have any clue. It's amazing though. All we had was probably the little, wind up cameras back then, and there's still pictures floating around, which is crazy.
Yep.
They shouldn't exist, but they do.
Yeah. So who's even taking that picture? But still, yeah, that's one of the beach houses behind. And man, what a! Oh.
I was like,
yeah,
Oneida.
This is
Oneida. Yeah.
Maybe.
So good. All right.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, my mom and dad. They are up in the Lancaster, Pennsylvania area.
Okay.
That is 85 this year, 84 this year.
Oh,
okay.
He's old. Let's just go with old.
So,
a good old, like he's.
Which town around Lancaster? Because I lived in Pennsylvania a long time.
Oh, Willow. It's called Willow Street. It's Willow Valley Lakes Manor is the name of the retirement community. Yeah, my dad doesn't remember as much as he used to. I mean, like softer pages, slower page turns.
Yeah.
He's just a really sweet man. Is just loves it when we go up there and see him. My mom, sharp as a tack.
Awesome.
But she can still bench press about 250, which is cool.
Well, I love that.
There's a lot of Camp in the Woods people at Willow Valley. So
are there really?
That makes sense.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I love the way you said they've given you such a great life. That's really a great testimony to your parents. I love that.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They were always awesome to me too. Love them.
They love Dougie Schoen. Yeah. Every once in a while, my mom will be like, "How's Dougie Schoen?" I'm like, where did that come from?
Well, that's I think that was the genesis of we traded some pictures over Christmas because you guys were all together, and at the same time, My mom and
That's
dad
what
were
it
down
is.
here. Yeah, with
Yeah.
Carol Lee. Yeah, so that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
This is my whole family sitting next to me with the plaid pants. That's my daughter Sophie. She's number 2.
Okay.
She's married to the guy in the back with the beard, with the ducks on his shirt. Yep.
Over here. Okay.
That's my wife Dory, the very hot Dory McDougal.
Oh,
Dougie knows her from Taylor University.
I
which is
do.
where
All right.
okay. You met at school?
we did, yeah. We met many times at school, and then I finally remembered her once she got a little feisty. That was fun.
Oh,
It took a while. It took a while for me to get the hint.
Okay.
Anyway, my old blondie locks there. That's my oldest daughter. She's a nurse down in Norfolk. Sitting next to her is my daughter-in-law, Haley. She is married to my son. I have twin boys. The boys are twins. So behind her is her husband. He's Ben. He worked at Camp of the Woods. So Sophie Plaid Pants worked at camp. And then Ben up in the corner there, he also worked at camp. Both up in the Hill dining room.
Love it.
all right.
And then Whit is the other side there in the glasses. He graduates this Friday from University of Michigan.
Right.
Okay.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Yeah. All right. I knew that we'd get a reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that is his girlfriend next to him, Melanie McNamara, who is from Michigan, who played trumpet in the University of Michigan marching band.
Oh, love that.
Okay, so what's her name? Melanie
McNamara
from Michigan.
from Michigan.
And she likes to march. Okay.
She likes to march, and she's very good at it. Yep.
Merrily.
All right.
Yep. And Ben and let's see, Ben and Kaylee live down in Lynchburg. They both went to Liberty University,
And never left.
and they have not left yet. My daughter Ellie, my oldest, the nurse, she went to Messiah. It's not called Messiah University, Messiah College.
Psychology. My daughter
So
graduated.
Sophie Plaid Pants went to Taylor.
My youngest daughter graduated from Messiah.
Oh,
Yeah.
great school.
The big Messiah contingent. Wow. Very cool. Yeah.
Help me understand this.
I bet Doug could help on this one. That's Jim Harbaugh holding in a baby Bjorn, Ryan Day, who is
Ryan
the
Day.
coach of the Ohio Buckeyes, and he inherited a really great football team, but he thinks he developed or built up this great football team, but he didn't. He inherited it. So Jim Harbaugh would say that Ryan Day was born on third base. It's so like but he thought he hit a triple. He was actually just born there. He just like showed up on third base.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah, that's a Barstool. I think that's a Barstool T-shirt.
Yeah.
I thought it needed comment.
That's an excellent taunt. Yeah. That's a very taunt. Yeah. So, wow.
Yeah, this is everybody again at a wedding this summer. We're all gussied up for my nephew's wedding.
Okay. Your nephews. I thought maybe it was one of your kids. Okay.
No. All my marrieds are already married at this point. Yeah.
Marrieds are already married. All right. I think I have 2 more picks. Here you are with your parents and
Yeah, same people, mom and dad. My mom clearly trying to see what's going on the television screen and not smiling. Same group of people.
Michigan hat there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's easy. It's worse than going to Michigan is being a Michigan fan by attrition or something like that. I don't know what it is. I mean, if you go to Taylor University, you don't have a whole lot to go with. Having a kid at Michigan makes it very easy.
Yeah. That's a direct yeah.
That's a connection.
Yeah. That is
it's the tree.
The tree, yeah. I felt that's obligatory. I feel like you had to the mandatory picture.
I think it's the tree formerly known as the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was like, I don't know. Trees are a renewable resource. I I know people were wanting to chain themselves to the tree to not cut it down, but
As a
I
lot
want to turn.
yeah.
I want to turn it into a bowl.
Yeah, right.
oh, that's
Ah, that would've
brilliant.
been- yeah.
Have a
Would've been-
bowl made from the tree.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom.
Oh my
That would have
gosh.
been a great opportunity. Yeah. Look at that family. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's everybody. Karen, my sister Karen there. That's her husband Don.
Jeez.
over here.
Jennifer and her husband Andrew holding the two infants. She got Jennifer, my sister Jennifer's got twins as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my very hot wife there on the end.
I love that.
Oh man.
Yeah. We got
That's good stuff.
Looking at these pictures and then, having been with Doug a couple months ago and, having gotten to know his family over the years. And, man, it's funny because you kind of called yourself a brat and you kind of threw Doug before you were here to defend yourself. He threw you and him as brats of camp, which I think but like what you've made of your life is just incredible. And, however you were playing it then, I didn't see it that way, but you thought of yourselves that way. But it's just really awesome to see what you've done with your lives. And yeah.
Hey, Doug.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Have you ever popped a bicycle tire?
Oh gosh, I knew that was going to come.
I'm gonna help you, Dougie. Yes, you have.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think I will live that one down. What I was thinking, I have no clue. Trying to show off at a young, dumb, early age, and obviously not the smartest way to show off. But yeah.
So good.
Oh, good.
I'm gonna have to ask my dad if he remembers that story, because I'm sure that I got some kind of a butt whooping after having to walk the bike home and trying to explain why my back tire was uninflated. Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't a bicycle tire shop and speculator to get a quick replacement.
No.
No.
That's
cool
funny.
bike, though. I mean, for the 20 minutes you had it.
Hey, great story after all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm still biking and still riding like 100 miles a week. So I guess the bike will never leave me.
Yeah.
You haven't popped any lately, have you?
Not on purpose. The road definitely pops some, but it has not been by my own.
Yeah.
Not by your own hand. Wow. Yeah, David, I think we could have talked for 9 hours, like you said. I feel like we just scratched the surface here. And Doug, you're our special guest. A cameo appearance on this episode is really good. We need to have you on at some point. And
I told him that today on the phone. I'm like, look, you're coming on, but I'm gonna publicly, to whatever extent this is public, tell you that you're on the hook to come on for a full. Yeah. So yeah.
I'll do a full. Yeah.
All right.
I'm down. Yeah, I'm down.
I heard that we already put you on the list.
Yeah.
So,
We booked you for next week.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. Well, this has been fantastic, and I really appreciate you taking the time, David, and staying late because you haven't gone home yet.
All right. My wife's at a book club tonight. I'm like, oh my gosh, shoot me. No. This is a lot of fun, guys. You have no idea. This is deeply meaningful. This Camp of the Woods, you guys, Doug, your family. I mean, lots of aunt and uncle. It was never Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, exactly.
It was just a big, giant family. And I think one of the first years we went back up to camp, Donnie, I saw your dad at Charlie John's, and I was like, Uncle Don!
There you go.
And with 4 kids, and it just sort of fell out again. It was effortless.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate, David, when you sent me the email this summer after the book came out, and you just it was apparent that things were just flowing, like memories were coming out, and we had a couple follow-ups, but as soon as Tom and I started doing that, you were on the radar as someone that wanted to kind of tap into, and having the opportunity to, see Doug a few months ago, person, and Aunt Carolyn, not for a reason that we chose, but, to go down for the Walt Maloon funeral, was really just a highlight of the year for me so far. But just on correspondence, and I was trying to tell Tom, we were doing some prep for it and talking about pictures that you might have, and I'm like, no worries. All I know is we just turned that on, and it came on just the way I thought it would. And Doug today, a few hours ago, when I barely finished saying, "Hey, would David Thompson's going to be on?" He's like, "I'm in." So it's been great.
Yes, it's been fun.
Great. This is great. I want to be the special guest when you have Doug Schoen on sometime.
Absolutely.
All right. All right.
Totally bomb it.
That's only fair. That's only fair.
Yeah, so I don't remember people calling David a brat, but I definitely remember people calling me a brat to my face. And so I will 100% own it.
I got it. No, I got it. No,
yeah.
Trust me. It was whatever. It was a long time ago. We had a good time. It's fun now. It's fun now to talk about. You guys are lovely. Tom and Donnie, thank you for doing this. This is a treasure, man. Just tapping into this is like, I'll say this because I know we're going to try to wrap this up.
No, take your time. You're the one that has a commute.
So I worked for a guy who was Speaker of the House, and they would do these. The Library of Congress would do these. They do them with every big time elected official. They do these oral histories where they just talk, and because you just recount stuff and stories, and you maybe you don't. If somebody said, "Hey, write down all your memories of camp," it would be different. But if we're having a conversation, it just taps into a different part of your brain. It just flows a little differently, and that's what you guys are doing. This is like an oral history of Camp of the Woods for a period of time, and it's a really important period of time and memories for a lot of us.
Yep.
And we are, on behalf of everybody else, exceedingly grateful for the time and efforts that you guys spend doing this.
I appreciate it. It's it's easy for me to tap into people and try to make the connection, and I think what people have to appreciate, for like you now, David, coming on, and Tom hasn't seen. I don't mean to speak for you, Tom, but I'm going to share some things that you shared with me. Like, you haven't seen Doug for all these years, but even if you knew someone at some level at camp all those 30 plus years ago, a little bit or didn't, it's like the things that you take from it. The conversation we had with text message with Jeff Callagher last week, who you didn't know, and able to extract things that are make an instant connection, and to tie back to your time at camp, even if it didn't intersect with your time there, it's cool to see that play out.
Yeah.
Well, there's a common bond that David was explaining. Was it Jackie Lutz who said it's in your blood, and you just
right.
It's just something that we're drawn to, and we've all shared that common experience, and therefore it's a lot to talk about. And it is a certain time period of your life in a formative sense.
Huge.
Camp was the crystal that it all formed on. It's fun to talk about. So don't look at it like Don and I are putting a lot of work in here. This is fun for us.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
And some work. And we're grateful.
Oh, thank you. No, it's gratifying work. It
is
work. Yeah. So, Doug, well done,
awesome.
Man. That was
thanks for hopping on.
Thanks for the invite last minute, but yeah, I appreciate it. It was great seeing everybody, obviously, but yeah, David, we definitely need to reconnect off camera.
Yeah, I'd love to. All right.
That'd be great. Doug, I'm real quick. I'm looking at your background and trying to put myself in your house. And
so I'm at my desk. You basically slept. There's a bed right behind me back in the corner. So that's where you slept. So I'm just in the far corner. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Yep.
This is where I sit pretty much every day. It's nice. We have a separate mother-in-law suite. So I kind of come out here, shut the doors, unbothered. Yeah, it's nice.
Did I do what I was supposed to do with the sheets or whatever?
We threw those out.
Every dude panics. Burn them.
Oh, that's so good. Doug, where are you in Florida?
I'm in Northwest Orlando. It's called Apopka.
Yep.
So we're like 10 minutes on the northwest side. Basically, we're on the opposite side of all the tourist nonsense, and we did that kind of on purpose. Yeah. So
I have relatives in Apopka.
Nice area. It's a good balance of not too busy, but there's enough around that.
Yeah.
It's a good place.
I'm heading to Tampa tomorrow.
Oh, very nice.
That's right. All right, David. Wow, get home. You taking the train back, or how do you get home? Or
who, me?
Yeah, do you drive back, or do you?
I drive back. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I metro back to Capitol Hill, and then I park, and then I drive back from there.
All right.
Maybe an hour commute.
Are you parked behind Jimmy Olsen's house?
I have parked my car behind Jimmy Olsen's Bob and Pinky's house. Way to wrap it up, Tom. Very good. Very good.
Well done. Well, I can promise you, David, there's so much left untapped, and Doug, you're on the hook, buddy.
Yeah,
so,
let me know.
All right.
All right.
Gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good.
Thanks.